Our next topic of discussion is HR and other closely related disciplines. Perhaps the most unappreciated specialization in an MBA program is the specialization of HR. People are not clear what's HR. Some even say that it shouldn't be considered to be a part of an MBA specialization, and the graduates should not be referred to as MBAs. It doesn't help that the CFOs don't attach much value to the HR as well. They consider it to be a cost center, which has no financial, economic, or monetary benefits. The CEOs don't see it as a strategic unit either. This doesn't help the case for the HR professional at all. Part of the blame goes to the HR professional as well. Part goes to the wrong perception prevalent about HR as a specialization, and part goes to the false perception which they, that is the CFOs and the CEOs, have about HR. When we discuss about HR, people are not clear what's HR. Now, HR is both a specialization area in an MBA program as well as it is a subject in an MBA program. And these two terminologies are somewhat different, and it's important for us to understand what's the difference between the two, HR as a specialization and HR as a subject. HR as a specialization area, it includes a lot of subjects, it forms a whole, and all these subjects together form what is referred to as the core knowledge of HR. When you come to the subject, HR as a subject, it is one of the subjects, it's a part, and we need to study other subjects along with the subject of HR to have the full understanding of the specialization of HR. Unless we introduce you to some of the other closely related disciplines of HR, things will not become clear. So some of the other disciplines which are closely related to the subject of HR are organizational behavior, organization theory, organization development, etc. These four will suffice for us for our present discussion. HR, OB, that is organizational behavior, OT, that is organization theory, and OD, that is organization development. Now, it's even if we give you the definitions, it won't help much, and all of us, most of us, do have some idea about HR. Right or wrong, but we do have some idea about HR. Organizational behavior, at this stage, it's not going to be of much help to give you the formal definitions. So let's try to understand the other three terms. Organizational behavior is the research-oriented aspect of HR. It has a lot of scope for research and innovation. It's theoretical in nature, and it's definitely got to do much with performance and aspects which lead to performance. So it's very strategic actually. Organization theory is slightly different from organizational behavior in the sense that organizational behavior focuses on an individual, whereas organization theory focuses on the organization as a whole. Otherwise, both deal with the theoretical aspects. When we come to organization development, it's the implementation of organization theory. The applied aspect of organization theory is what is being referred to as the organization development. In spite of all of this, it's perhaps still not clear. So let us introduce to you a table, a grid, a pattern, a picture, so as to make things clear to you. Let's have an x-axis as a y-axis. On the x-axis, let's keep theoretical and applied. On the y-axis, let's have micro and macro. So we have a grid now, a 2x2 grid. And in this grid, let's put things in perspective. So this is levels of analysis about what? About HR and other closely related disciplines. Now the x-axis, what we are calling as the x-axis, it's not a continuum, it's not a number line. For example, it will not have a 0 and a 1 and a 2, etc. It's just two discrete reference points. One is theoretical and the other is applied. And the y-axis is again two discrete reference points. One is macro and the other is micro. So micro and macro. So the HR as a subject, this is the entire grid is what gives you HR as a specialization. The HR as a subject is over here. It's the applied aspect, and it's at the micro level. Now, when we are discussing about the micro level, let's complete the micro level first. And the theoretical aspect is what will give you the subject of OB, organizational behavior. So at the micro level, we have the theoretical aspect, OB, and the applied aspect, HR. And when we come to the macro level, so OB was here, the micro level theoretical aspect, and OB over here, at the macro level, the theoretical aspect, this is called OT. And at the macro level, when we have the applied aspect, this is called OD, organization development. Once we have this chart in our mind, it is so much easier for us to put things in perspective. This is about HR and other closely related disciplines, and where HR as a subject fits in the scheme of things of HR as a specialization. The point that we're trying to make is that HR has very much a strategic role. Its scope in research and innovation is wide. It's not just about some core office work and functions, for example, employee inception, payroll processing, and handing over the pink slip to the employee. There is much scope to HR than this. This is not all about HR. This is not even the most important aspects of HR. The most important aspects of HR are strategic. It's got to do with performance. It got to do with aspects which lead to performance and things like that. To know more about management, business, HR, and or other MBA specializations, visit our website, the Self-Study MBA website, selfstudymba.com.